Hi, welcome to Bali. My name is Leslie from Mind Body Access, sending you some tropical vibes wherever you may be. Today's class is an overall workout as well as a work in. We're going to energize the body while focusing on our breathing and moving mindfully. So great for all levels. Beginners are welcome, of course. All right, we're going to start with our legs crossed onto our mats. And you can sit on a bolster, a cushion, or a block if you have that to help elevate the hips, create a sense of ease to the knees and hips. Start by lengthening the spine, so get really tall here. Keep the chin parallel to the mat and bring the hands down towards the knees. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down behind you. Great, and let's close the eyes and start to kind of scan the body. So checking in with the hips and the knees, letting them relax a little bit more. Pull the belly in a little bit, get the abdominal walls activated, and keep the spine nice and long while keeping the face settle. And start to notice your breathing. If you can breathe in and out through the nose today, let's start to check into that. You want to increase our breath volume to help oxygenate the body and release any built-up toxins in the joints and fatty tissue. So start to deepen the breath. Inhale and exhale equal length. And fill up the lungs completely, the front, the back, upper and lower lobes. And exhale, empty out the lungs. Inhale through the nose once more. And take your time exhaling. Wonderful. Slowly blink the eyes open. And let's come into child's pose. So come onto our hands and knees, wide angle child's pose. Bring the knees as wide as the mat and the big toes meet behind you. Bring the arms forward, palms pressed down evenly, and then send the sitting bones towards the heels. Relax the neck and allow the forehead to come down onto your mat. So hanging out here. If our forehead does not reach the mat comfortably, we can always place a block or a lot of times a book, if you don't have a block, is really helpful as well. So start to kind of surrender here. Feel the sitting bones get really heavy, falling towards the heels. And see if you can bring the arms forward a little bit more. And then press the palms down. There we go. So you feel the nice length through the spine. Connect with your breath here. This is a wonderful place to listen to the sound that your breath creates. So kind of get lost in that. We'll take about 3 more deep inhales and exhales. On your next inhale, look up between the hands, and then we're going to walk the hands towards the right side of the body, but keep the hips pointing forward and keep the sitting bones grounded. So we're twisting and stretching the left side of the body, and then relax the neck, come back down. Surrender here. Next inhale, look up between the hands and let's walk it towards the other side. And feel that nice stretch to the right side of the body. Rib cage begins to open up a little bit and melt your heart down here. So noticing the sensations as we warm up the body slowly and breathe deeply. Inhale, look up between the hands, and then walk the hands towards the center once more. Great. Coming onto our hands and knees into tabletop. Stack the hands below the shoulders, knees, hips width distance apart. We're going to have some fun in our cat-cow today. So we're going to inhale and then send the heart forward, lift the tailbone, lift the chin. And as you exhale, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin, send the sitting bones back into child's pose. Inhale, bend the elbows, slowly straighten them as you send the heart forward, lift the tailbone, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck it in, press back. Feel the shoulders stretch here nicely. Inhale, come forward. Finding some fluidity. Breath initiates the movement here. 2 more times. And let's meet back in tabletop. Very nice. All right, start to engage the abdominal wall here. So hug the ribs in towards one another. Make sure that tailbone's pointing down. A lot of times it kind of arches up. So point it straight back, hug the ribs in. Inhale, reach the right arm up, look towards the hand. And as you exhale, sweep it down. Look towards the hand. Inhale, reach it up. Roll the right shoulder behind you, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, sweep it down. Inhale, reach up once more. And this time we're going to bring it all the way through the left arm. Bring the right ear or cheek down onto your mat. And really melt the side of the face down onto your mat. Let the belly get soft here. For an extra stretch, you can bring your left arm around the waist and clasp it onto the hip, or maybe it can come to the inner crease of the right thigh. There you go. So I feel an extra stretch there. Nice. Keep the cheek soft. Eyes can be closed here. And 2 more deep breaths. Inhale, bring the right arm up and out. Reach up towards the ceiling. And exhale, lower the hand down. Left side now, let the breath guide you here. Inhale, reach the left arm up and over. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower it down. One last time. Deep breath here. Exhale, thread the needle, bring the left arm all the way through. Left ear rests down onto your mat or block. You can wrap that right arm around the waist if you'd like to get an extra stretch. And kind of melt into this pose. So let the hips get heavy, let the belly get soft. Send breath to where you need it most here. Kind of just visualize the breath traveling to that space, allowing you to open up just a bit more. And place the right hand down onto the mat. Left arm comes out and reaches up. Exhale, bring the hand down. Very nice. Hands come forward slightly. Coming into down dog, let's focus on the hands momentarily. So lift the fingers away from the mat and then press the palms down and almost like you're pressing them forward. You want to suction the hands in and then lower the fingers once you kind of feel that nice even grip. Tuck the toes under, send the hips up and back. Melt the heart behind you. And if you want to walk the dog out this first round, add little micro bends to the knees. Look towards the belly here. Look towards the belly button. And bend both of the knees. Melt your heart closer towards the thighs. Find some stillness in your down dog now. On the next inhale, we're going to bring the right heel back and up. So extend the right leg behind you. Great. Bend the knee. And then open the right hip up. Send the foot towards the left side of the mat. Beautiful. Start to kind of rotate the ankle here a little bit if that feels good. Breathe into this. And inhale, extend the leg behind you once more. Look between the hands. As you exhale, you're going to step the right foot forward as gently as you can. Drop the back knee. Beautiful. So stacking the knee above the ankle, let's press our palms into our thigh and then lift yourself a bit higher. So we lift the spine up even longer and then we drop the shoulders as we do that. Pull the navel in and keep the crown of the head nice and long. Very nice. Bring the hands down to frame the foot and then shift the weight back. We're going to straighten the right knee. Bring the hands closer towards the hips and then flex the right foot. So we're coming into Ardha Hanumanasana. If you have blocks, super helpful to place your hands on the blocks here. But if not, we're going to focus on keeping the spine long, shoulders rolled back. Inhale, suck the navel in. Exhale, fold forward. Bring the belly towards the thigh. And before the shoulders have a chance to really come forward, look down and relax the neck. So it's not about bringing the face to our shin or our leg. It's really about keeping the spine straight. And try to send that left hip forward, right hip back. We want the hips square here. This is a great pose to kind of cultivate some patience. It's a bit intense, but so helpful for forward folds and down dogs. And let's take 2 more breaths. Keep opening up through that right hamstring, right heel, and calf. Next inhale, look up. And then bend the right knee again. Nice. Bring the hands to frame the foot, tuck the back toes under. And then we're going to bring the left knee away from the mat and press into the back heel. When you feel nice and stable here, reach the arms up. Inhale deeply, fill up the lungs. All right, so arms can be to our side. We can have the elbows towards our ears, but if you notice that the shoulders creep up, it's a lot easier to kind of open the arms up, release the shoulders, and open up the heart center instead. Be super active through the fingertips and continue to feel the stretch to the back heel. All right, we're going to bend the elbows, bring your arms to your sides, and then bend the back knee, come down, open up the heart. Inhale, come back up, straighten the knee, and then exhale, bend the back knee, lower down, open up the heart. Inhale, come back up, bring the hands down. And from here, we're going to heel toe the right foot towards the right side of the mat. There we go. Spin the back heel down. There we go. Rise up for warrior 1. Deep inhale, reach the arms up. So adjust the distance between the legs as needed. It's a lot easier to be on 2 tracks for this pose so that we can have the hips squared. So check into that left hip. Try to bring it forward a bit more as the right hip comes back. Take 1 deep breath in here. Reach up through the fingertips. And then exhale, bring the hands behind you, coming into humble warrior. Chest to belly, let the chin lead you down. Beautiful. Relax the neck, look down towards the big right toe. So feeling both feet pressing into the mat evenly. If we're dumping all the weight towards the right thigh, you can scoot the left foot in closer. Maybe that will help. Keep the navel drawing in. Next inhale, rise on up. And straighten the knee. Oh yeah, bring the hands to your sides. Good? All right, so now we're going to bring our foot back to the center of the mat. So heel toe the foot back to center and bring the heel in line with the arch behind you. We're going to square the hips out. Reach the arms out to your sides. Sink into the front thigh, warrior 2. All right, so maybe opening up the legs a little bit more so that we can still see our big toe. you can't see the big toe, may mean you're coming forward too far. Keep the eyes towards the right fingertips. Keep the torso centered. Hug the ribs in towards one another. Feel strong in your warrior. One more breath in and out, you got this. And straighten the knee. Coming into triangle pose. Inhale, reach the right fingertips forward, left hip comes back. Bring the hand down to the shin, and then reach the right arm up and over, look towards your hand. Keep that right shoulder open, collarbones wide. And a lot of times our torso wants to come forward. So send the chest back a little bit, as if you're pressing the back against a wall. Inhale, come back up to center. And then warrior 2, 1 breath. Flip the front palm to face the ceiling or sky. Left arm comes behind, reverse warrior. So keeping the legs the same, you want that front knee bent still. Looking up towards the arm, deep inhale here. Exhale, windmill the arms to frame the foot. Bring them forward. Left leg comes back. We're in plank. Round the shoulders, bring the shoulders past the wrist. Lift the hips. First round here, we're gonna drop the knees. Drop the chest, hug the elbows in. Extend the legs behind you, press the toes down onto your mat. And with a deep inhale, we're gonna come up for cobra. Exhale, lower down 2 more times. Inhale, peel the chest away from the mat. Send the heart forward as the legs extend back. Coming back down once more. Inhale, send the heart forward. And tuck the back toes under, onto your knees, and down dog. Very nice. So find some stillness here for just a moment. Next inhale, let's send the left leg back and up. Extend the heel behind you, bend the knee, and then we want that right foot to come towards the left foot to come towards the right side of the mat. Open up the hip. Show your foot some love. You can rotate the ankle here. All right, come back to center. Deep inhale, look up between the hands. And exhale, step the left foot forward. Drop the back knee. Toes come down. Knees stacked over ankle. Hands to thighs, interlace the fingers, press yourself up. Keep the collarbones wide. And engage the pelvic floor here, really lifting up like you're squeezing the inner thighs together with a block or a ball. How's the breath? All right, bring the hands back down. Shift the weight back, straighten the left knee as best you can. Flex the left foot, hands come towards the hips. Right hip comes forward, left hip comes back. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, nice long spine. Exhale, tuck the navel in. Hinge from the hips, belly to thigh. Relax the neck, look down towards the leg. So a lot of times we like to kind of contract our breathing during intense stretches and clench up the face. So make sure we're completely relaxed through the facial muscles and keep the breath nice and long. Stretch, inhale, stretch, exhales, just like we're stretching our leg here. Let that help you to open up a bit easier. All right, inhale, look up between the hands, look up. Sink back into the left thigh. Tuck the back toes under. Peel the right knee away from the mat, step into the back heel. Rise on up. Inhale, fill up the lungs. Okay, feeling nice and stable here. Look forward past the nose. We're going to start to come into our cactus arms. Spread the fingers. Let's open up the heart here. Bend the back knee. Come back. Back into center, straighten the knee. And then bend the back knee, open up the heart, chin up. Once more. Bend the back knee, open up the heart. Bring the hands back down. And from here, we're going to walk our left foot to the left side of the mat. Spin the back heel about 45 degrees behind you. Come onto 2 tracks. Rise on up for warrior 1. All right, again, so if you feel ourselves dumping too much weight to that front leg, bring the back leg a little bit closer. All right, hands come behind us, clasping on. Keep a little bend to the elbows. Deep inhale, fill up the chest. Exhale, fold forward. Humble warrior. Keep the eyes looking towards that big toe. Next inhale, rise up, awesome. And straighten the knee. Oh yeah, bring the hands down to your sides. All right, coming into warrior 2. Bring the left foot to the center of the mat, square the hips out. Making sure that the head stacked directly above the heart and the heart stacked directly above the hips. Inhale, reach the arms out to your sides, and then sink into the left thigh here. Look past the left fingertips. So we just turned the neck. We're not turning the body. You want that center-lined, proportioned here, we want the center of our body nice and straight and just allowing the neck to turn. Also take a look at your big toe. If we can't see it, walk the left foot forward and also try to bring the knee towards the right side of the foot, to the pinky side of the foot. So that way we get the hip nice and open here. Straighten the knee. Inhale, reach the left fingertips forward. Bring the left hand down towards the shin. Reach the right arm up. Look towards the right hand. Spread the fingers. And feel that energetic line running through the right fingertips, through the arm, through the shoulders, all the way through the left arm. And coming back up. Warrior 2. Inhale, flip the front palm to face up. Reverse warrior. And we'll cartwheel the hands forward. Send the left leg back. Lower down for chaturanga, or you can come to the belly. Press the toes into the mat, send the heart forward for cobra, up dog. And tuck the toes under, down dog. Nice. And 2 more deep breaths here. Inhale, look up between the hands. And exhale, walk the feet towards the front of the mat. Take as many steps as you need here. Inhale, come up halfway, flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold forward all the way, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise to stand. Reach the arms up and over, look towards the fingertips. Exhale, namaste. So let's hang out in Anjali Mudra for a few moments. And start to feel the heart racing a little bit. Feel the energy you're starting to create in your body. And just notice the sensations. Reconnect with your breath. All right. We're going to come into a few balancing poses here. So really important to remember to keep the eyes focused throughout these next poses. All right. Bring your hands down to your side. And then we're going to come ground through both feet. Feel really supported. Maybe you can kind of like find your balance point here. Rock left and right, front and back. And once you feel really centered, go ahead and make your way onto the ball of the big left toe. Okay, so we kind of come onto that big toe, pop that knee a little bit, and then open up the hip, bring the knee to your side. Great, so different options here. Option 1, we can place the foot to the ankle. And then option 2, maybe we can place it below the knee. Option 3, we can clasp onto the ankle and bring it to the inner thigh. Once you're nice and stable, bring your hands to your heart center. Spread the fingers, thumb to the center of the chest, widen the collarbones, and really feel the hands pressing into one another. Feel that connection. All right, how's the breathing? Keep it long and smooth. And then inhale, bring the knee in towards the chest. Reach the arms up. Beautiful. Okay. Extend the leg forward. How does that feel? Hug in the navel. Ooh, bring it in. And then knee to chest again. Step the leg back. Coming back into this high lunge. All right, bring the hands down to your side, straighten the knee. And now we're going to bring the left foot towards the left side of the mat. Back foot's plugged in, heels down. Bring your hands behind you. Inhale, puff up the chest here. And then exhale, fold forward. Hinge from the hips. Flat back, lead with the chin. And then once you've kind of met your edge here, look down towards the leg. Okay, 2 more breaths. If that left knee feels a bit hyperextended, we can bend it slightly, no worries. Next inhale, rise up, deep breath here, flat back. And bring your hands down to your sides. Very nice. All right, let's step the foot forward and check back into our tree pose on the other side. All right, ground through the feet. Hug the ribs in, get really tall through the spine. This time we make our way onto the right big toe. So choose your variation here. Noticing any differences with our balance on this side. Hands in Anjali Mudra, spread the fingers. Nice long spine. If you fall out of the pose, it's all good. Take your time making your way back into it. Okay, we're going to bring the knee in towards the chest as the arms branch up. Deep inhale. Feel the sides of the body get really long, but keep the shoulders relaxed, okay? You want the hands stretched up as if you're going to grab someone else's hands from up above. They're going to pull you up. Straighten the knee. Engage the abdominal walls here. Draw the belly in towards the spine. Bending the knee, and then coming back into our lunge. Adjust the legs as needed. All right. Straighten the knee, bring your hands down to your sides. Heel toe the right foot towards the right side of the mat, and bring that back leg in a bit closer. We want the stance to be a bit more narrow. Hands come behind us. Keep the elbows soft. Inhale, fill up the lungs. Exhale, fold forward, leading with the chin and the heart. Relax the neck. And notice the sensations here. All right. Take a deep breath in as we rise up with a flat back. Exhale, bring your hands down to your side and step the right foot forward. Very nice. Okay, so this time we're going to bring our legs wide and wider than your mat. So you can bring the legs just on the outside of the mat, and you want the toes spinning out, heels spinning in. Cool. So coming into goddess pose, I call this goddess pump, okay? So we're going to pump it a little bit here. Start to ground through both feet evenly. Lift up the kneecaps. Engage the pelvic floor. Lift the chest up high. Inhale, reach the arms up. Sink the hips, look up. Exhale, straighten the knees, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up. Sink the hips, get low. Exhale, hands to heart center, straighten the knees. A few more times here. Again, always allowing the breath to be the leader in this beautiful dance and these asanas. It always guides us through our poses. Guides you through life, really. All right. Let's come down once more. And this time we're going to bring the left hand down. Maybe you come onto the fingertips and then spiral the heart up towards the ceiling. There we go. Look up towards the hand. Keep the hips low. And keep breathing here. Inhale. Exhale, lower the right hand down. Left arm is going to come up this time. Look up towards the hand. Roll the left shoulder behind you. Keep the hips centered and low. And bring the hand back down. All right, let's heel toe the feet in closer until the feet come to the inside of the mat now. Come into a squat malasana. Very nice. I'll face you guys. All right, so options here. If our heels don't come down and it's really uncomfortable, I'd rather have you up here, okay? But if you're comfortable down here, wherever we're at, we're gonna place the thumbs towards the center of the chest to keep the heart center open. If the elbows reach the thighs, press the elbows into the thighs to further open up the hips and keep the spine elongated. So tailbone shooting down, crown of the head super long. Noticing the sensations here. Our hips are often so closed. And go ahead and bring yourself onto your mats. Bring the hands behind you. Bring the sitting bones down. Okay, so down on our mats, we're going to extend the left leg out and bring the right foot to the inner thigh. Make sure both of the sitting bones are rooted down. Very nice. And from here, we're going to come into a twist. So bring the left hand to the outside of the knee and then the right hand behind you. Gather length through the spine here. Take a deep inhale, get taller. And then exhale, empty out the lungs. Send the chest and the right shoulder behind you. Look towards the shoulder. And feel yourself actively pressing into that thigh with the left hand. Kind of guiding you in your twist, allowing you to twist a bit deeper. Keep the left foot flexed. And take one more deep breath in and out. And come back to center, unwind the body. Very nice. Okay, we're going to come forward now. So depending on, your flexibility and openness on the hamstring, I suggest we start with our hands just down to our sides. Keep the shoulders back, pull the navel in, and then belly to thigh. So instead of trying to reach the toes and then being just with rounded shoulders, closed heart, I'd rather you keep the hands to your sides. And of course, if you're more flexible, come into this pose, whichever way suits you. But let's focus on keeping the shoulders rolled behind us. And rising on up, deep inhale. Nice. Okay, let's extend the other leg out now. Bring the left foot into the inner thigh. We're going to keep this right foot flexed the entire time, so being mindful of that. And coming into our twist, bring the left hand behind you. Right hand presses into the thigh just above the knee. Roll that left shoulder behind you. Bring the eyes towards it. So with every inhale, you want to lengthen a bit more. And every exhale, maybe you can twist a little deeper. One more breath in and out. Make this one nice and long. All right, go ahead, unravel the body, come back to center into our forward fold. So hands can come beside us. We melt the heart towards the thigh here, and then relax the neck, look down. So a lot of times we're still going to have those shoulders shrugging forward. So you may have to come up a little bit to bring them behind you. And even if you're up high, it's all good. As long as the spine is straight, you're going to feel the stretch. Let's go ahead and rise up slowly, but really take a deep breath here. Exhale. Very nice. All right, so Baddha Konasana. Bring the feet in front of you, heels away from the sitting bones, and then allow the knees to open up towards both sides. All right, feet come together now. Engage the distance between the heels and the inner body here, the center of the body. A lot of times if we bring the knees close, we're going to shrug forward. So if you notice this is happening, bring the heels away from you. And if you have a block at home or a book, this is a great time to incorporate it as well. All right, hands come behind us. Make your way onto the fingertips if you need to. Keep the shoulders low. Bring the arms closer towards the body. Beautiful. So lengthening up, but keeping the sitting bones grounded down. And then actively pressing the feet into one another. Feel the hips open up a bit more. This is a great way to open up our hips, but also create lots of space through the spine, through the vertebrae. So breathe into that. Eyes can be closed here. Okay. Bring the knees in towards one another. Bring the heels away from the body. Coming into Navasana boat pose. Let's bring our hands just behind the knees. Take a deep inhale, gather length through the spine here. Very nice. Chin parallel. There you go. All right, so different variations here as well. Option 1, we bring the feet away from the mat. Keep the knees bent. Look towards the big toe. Keep the heart open. Option 2, we reach the arms forward. Really sending energy out through the fingertips. And option 3, we can straighten the knee. So I'd rather you have the knees bent than try to straighten them and then all of a sudden come forward, shrug the shoulders forward. So maybe you keep the knees bent so that we can open the heart a bit more. Notice the breath here. A lot of times you want to hold it. So keep it nice and long. 2 more deep inhales. And lower the foot down. All right, some of us can't stand that pose. I totally get it. But notice the thought process behind it all, okay? If we start to think, I want to get out of the pose, that probably means you need to do the pose more often. So, all right, grounding through the sitting bones. Place the hands behind the knees. Lift up really tall. And before we even come up, we want to keep the shoulders low. Eager. No, it's awesome. Okay, bring the feet away from the mat. Choose your variation in this pose. Legs can be straight or the knees can be bent. We can support ourselves as much as we like to in this pose. Arms forward. Yeah. And if we're shaking, that means we're doing something right, okay? Belly, suck in the belly here. And when you're ready, go ahead, slowly lower down. Exhale. Okay. I'm going to try that one more time. So grounding through the sitting bones. Focusing on the spine being nice and long, heart center open. Bring the feet away from the mat. Choose your version of boat pose here. Three more breaths. Make these count. Deep inhale. Exhale. Finally. All right, great job. Let's make our way onto our backs now. All right, so bring the knees about hip distance apart. Create some space between the heels and the sitting bones. And just start to relax the shoulders, relax the back and the head. And just take a moment here to feel supported on your mat. Now we're going to roll the right shoulder underneath the body and the left shoulder underneath the body. So it's as if you're tucking wings behind you. We're going to come into bridge pose. If you practice wheel, feel free to come into wheel this first round, or you can wait until the next round until we're a bit more warmed up. Either way, it's up to you. Place the hands down onto the mat. Feel the palms pressing into the mat. And on your next inhale, we're going to send the hips up. All right, so hands can stay down onto the mat, or we can really work the shoulders here and keep the heart center open by placing the hands underneath us and clasping onto them. So here's another variation. Really focus on sending the hips up, squeezing the glutes, and squeezing the inner thighs together without bringing them all the way together. Send the hips, the heart, up towards the ceiling, and making sure the knees not tucked completely onto the chest. Create some space there as well. Make sure the knees are pointing forward and keep squeezing the butt here. Squeeze it to get together. Take a deep breath here. Watch the belly rise. Exhale, lower down, removing the hands from underneath the body. Take your time, coming down slowly here. Let the spine relax. All right, we're going to do this one more time. So again, either wheel or bridge. Lift the hips up, or come into wheel. Focus on sending the hips up, squeezing the glutes. Hands can be clasped underneath the body, and if we're in wheel, we can come down at any time. Take a deep breath here. As you exhale, lower down. Work your way down the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. And bring the knees together for a moment. Bring the feet out as wide as the mat. Let the lumbar spine relax here. Keep the spine neutral. This is a great place to reconnect with our breath again. So a lot of times we neglect it throughout our practice like we do throughout our day. And it's okay, it's totally normal. But let's focus on it now. Big cleansing breaths. And bring the knees in towards the body. And we can wrap our hands around the shins. If they don't really clasp on comfortably, you can bring the legs apart and place the hands to the outside here. And start to rock left and right ever so gently. So being really mindful and just noticing how that feels. Start to make little circular motions clockwise and then counterclockwise. All right, come into a little ball here. So neck, head, and shoulders peel away from the mat. And then tuck the chin towards the chest. Bring the knees in closer. Roll up and down the length of the spine. And make your way into a seated position. Very nice. Let's come back into our Baddha Konasana. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, suck the navel in, come forward, lead with the chin, fold forward all the way. Look down towards the earth and keep the shoulders behind you. So lots of sensations in the spine, in the hips. Always remembering we can sit on a pillow or a block for extra support. Rise on up slowly, deep breath. Extend the legs forward, Paschimottanasana. So if you have a strap here, or a hand towel, or a belt, really, really handy. But if not, it's all good. We'll explore it without. So depending on our flexibility to the hamstrings and the lower back, our backs of the knees don't have to be down. If they can't make its way down, it's all good. You'll just get a better stretch to the lower back. But let's try and get them down as best we can. And we're going to inhale, reach the arms up, look towards the hands. Exhale, fold forward, and then see what happens to the hands, okay? They can either come to the shin if we have that nice long spine, but if not, let's bring them maybe towards the thighs if we have to. Keep the arms to your side, keep the elbows behind you, so that we make sure the shoulders are behind us. So it's not about touching the toes. It's about keeping the length through the spine. Our hands can even come down beside us as well, so see what works for you. This entire time you want to really engage the abdominal wall, and you really want to pull the navel in towards the spine. That's where most of the work is done in this pose. Keep the feet flexed and keep the back of the neck long. Okay, rise on up, deep inhale. Bring the knees in towards the body. Hands and knees, tabletop. Child's pose, and this time with the knees together all the way. Send the sitting bones behind you. Extend your arms forward, palms down. Relax the neck. And surrender here. Noticing the sound of the breath, the quality of the breath, with our face against the mat. Releasing the hips just a little bit more. Feeling the spine stretch. Humbly surrendering within ourselves and this space. Rise up slowly and take your time. Make your way onto your backs. And create some space between the heels. Open up the legs, let the hips relax. Bring your arms away from the body, let the shoulders relax. Keep the eyes closed now. And relax entirely. Releasing tension throughout the body. Letting the jaw relax. The eyes sink towards the back of the head. Wherever you normally hold tension, come to that space now. So whether it's the back or the hips, and let that area just melt a bit more. Our class is going to be here for about 3 to 5 minutes. So if you're at home, I encourage you to stay in this pose. It's just as important as the standing poses and everything else we've done. So I encourage you to stay in this pose for as long as it feels right. Thank you so much for joining our class. Namaste.